Assalamu alaikum guys, welcome back to another video on my channel, and today's video is about routine during Ramadan. Ramadan is not about changing your schedule or your routine, it's about improving your heart and enlightening your soul. It's about gaining rewards during suhoor. It's about the opportunity to be able to get up and pray tahajjud. It's about using the opportunity of the acceptance of dua. So throughout the day we have ample opportunities and different moments throughout the day where duas are accepted. Obviously it's also about the sunnah of the Taraweeh prayers, which is after Isha. In one of my previous videos I talked in depth about intention in Islam. Again, we can use an intention towards Ramadan as well. So at the start of Ramadan, try and make an intention that Allah helps you fulfill the month and the fasting throughout this month. Intentions are always followed by action. So we need to make sure that if we've made an intention, then we need to make the effort as well to complete what it is that we've intended to do. One of the intentions you can make is that you are fasting for the sake of Allah. You can make an intention to have a productive month. Make the intention to have inner peace. Try and make the intention to forgive others that have wronged you or hurt you. And equally, make the intention to seek forgiveness, to apologize to other people who you think that you may have hurt or wronged. You want to be able to seek the forgiveness and the blessings and the rewards of the last 10 nights of Laylatul Qadr. Try and find the last 10 nights. And finally, the efforts that people make in the kitchen of preparing iftar. It is not about a competition. It's not about who makes the best food. If you make the intention that you are cooking to break someone's fast, Allah will reward you for that. I think the best thing to do throughout your Ramadan on a daily routine is to try and split your day into 6 parts. So I think the first part is best to be focused on suhoor, tahajjud, fajr, astaghfar, and reciting some Quran. The second part you can focus on is you're traveling through work. So a lot of you have probably got commitments and jobs, and you're probably going to be stuck in traffic. So try and use that time to focus on the zikr whilst traveling. The third part you can focus on is Asr time. So between Asr and Maghrib, you can try and have a nap. Try and use this time to recite Quran. Try and use this time to educate yourself. Listen to some lectures, do some zikr. Maybe spend some time with family or try and help somebody in the kitchen. As you approach breaking the fast, so iftar time and Maghrib time, try and help. Try and increase your ibadah. Iftar time is the best time, one of the most rewarding times to make dua. So try and use this time to, instead of spending it in the kitchen and doing all sorts of wonderful things, of course by all means do that, but then don't forget that you want to take out about 5 minutes to just do some zikr, do some ibadah and make some dua. Don't forget your neighbours. Try and give to them as well, because obviously that's one of the sunnahs and we want to upkeep the sunnah practices. One of the things that people forget, and they seem to forget every single time, is when it comes to iftar, they are overindulging. So try not to overindulge in food. In Islam, we are taught to keep our lives in balance, to keep everything in balance. So try and keep a balance of when you are breaking your fast as well, because what will happen is that you will become lazy and you won't be able to do the ibadah which comes after Maghrib, which is the Isha and the Taraweeh prayers. Now, if you are lucky enough that you live close by to a mosque or near enough, or if you've got the facilities where they allow both brothers and sisters to be in the mosque, try and make the effort to attend the mosque and pray Taraweeh and your Isha behind your sheikh, behind your imam, because that will give you more benefit and you will only have something positive to learn. And finally, the final part is the night time. So depending on how long your fasts and your days go and how short your nights are, obviously all over the world there are different lengths of times and different day lengths. So try and assess it, but must make sure that you get some sleep in. The worst thing you want to do is just to be up all day and then of course you're doing all of this ibadah and you're trying to make sure that you're praying on time and then you're attending the mosque. That's all great, but you also need to listen to your body and get some sleep, because the next day you're just going to get lethargic and tired, and then you won't be able to have a productive day and the same effect that you had the previous day. One of the things that you might want to or should try and aim towards is actually completing the Quran within the month. Try and do it juz by juz, spara by spara. You want to try and recite the Quran with translation. So try and understand what you're reading. If you're just reading the Quran, that's fine. You're going to get the rewards. You're going to get 10 rewards for one letter that you pronounce, one letter that you read. But you want to understand what's written. That is the whole point. The Quran was revealed during Ramadan. If you are at a stage where you can't recite the Quran, that's absolutely fine. You're going to be learning. Don't let that put you off. You can always listen to the Quran. You can always play, Quran from YouTube, listen to a podcast. There's so many apps out there that you can download. And finally, you want to try and prepare for the last 10 days of Ramadan and use that time to get up every odd night and do some ibadah and seek the rewards of Laylatul Qadr. When we approach the end of Ramadan, people seem to forget that that's it. The struggle is over. The struggle is not over. The final night is one of the most rewarding nights, which is known as your Chand Raat, or which is known as, the night before Eid. That night, try and take some time out to do some more ibadah. Don't lose that time, make dua, thank Allah to get that He's gotten you through the month, and that He can further support you and further encourage you to continue your ibadah, to continue all the good deeds that you've been doing throughout the month. I'm not saying that you have to forget about Eid, because Eid is it's actually a blessing for us. Eid has been given to us as a day of celebration. You want to prepare for that. Of course you do. We're entitled to it. It's our right. But at the same time, don't forget that the final night of Ramadan, just before Eid, is also a night of ibadah. Make dua that Allah accepts all your efforts throughout Ramadan, all the good deeds that you've done, all the patience that you've had, all the duas that you've made. Just make dua to Allah that He accepts it all. Please don't forget the poor, the needy. If you want to give to charity, if you want to remember them, try and remember them at the beginning and throughout the month. They need those resources. They need the food. They need the shelter. They need the clothing at the beginning, not at the end. So try and give out your charity at the beginning. Give your zakat, give your Eid al-Fitrana. Try and go to the mosque if you've got the facilities for Eid al-Fitr. And, some of us are very lucky in the West that we've got the facilities to go to a mosque, both brothers and sisters, to pray. So I would encourage the sisters as well to go to the mosque and pray behind the imam for your Eid al-Fitr salah. If you've got children, try and encourage them, try and give them gifts. This is a time for celebration. You want to teach them what Islam is about. You want to, encourage them to fast. You want to do all these things. So try and celebrate with them, give them gifts. Right, so things that you should completely avoid during Ramadan. Please avoid sleeping all day. It completely defeats the purpose. If you're sleeping all day, then when you're actually worshipping, what is the point of fasting? Second thing, don't just think that because you're fasting, you need to skip work or be off work. Actually, working whilst fasting is a form of ibadah. So you want to be working. Obviously, everyone's got different types of jobs, different commitments. Listen to yourself, know what you've got to do. By all means, balance it out, but don't just do it. Don't just skip work because you're fasting. Don't just eat and then sleep. What is the point in that? You're just gonna make yourself bloated. You're gonna make yourself lazy. You're gonna make yourself sick, and you won't even be able to do anything else that you want to do, and it will just defeat the whole purpose. Try to pace yourself and get some sleep in. Obviously, if those of you that are fasting in countries where the hours are really, really long, try and pace yourself. You want to regain your energy. You want to be able to try and balance yourself and keep yourself going throughout the day. Obviously, if you're over talking and you're gossiping and you're engaged in idle talk, try and avoid that. What you do want to try and do during Ramadan is to balance your sleep pattern. Some of you are going to be health freaks into exercise. So I would recommend that you do some light exercise. Please try and avoid heavy exercise. Now, every one of you is different, and obviously by all means listen to what you know best for your body, but avoid heavy exercise because you're not eating, you're not drinking, and at the end of the day you don't want to have a detriment to your health. You don't want to end up fainting or collapsing. Just be sensible about it. The best time I would recommend to do some kind of light exercise is just before iftar. You want to try and have some patience, try and share with others, give to your neighbors, give to your family members, give to the needy, the poor. Check up on your loved ones, speak to the people that you care about. help other people. And that means not just by financially helping, of course, but there are other ways of helping others, like listening to them, like giving them advice, like being a shoulder to cry on. Try and enjoy the month. You want to enjoy the benefits and the mercy of this month, the rahmah that we are showered with during this month. If you can, try and attend some lectures, some gatherings, some knowledgeable meetings about Islam, zikr gatherings. Try and boost your iman. And the best thing I think that any individual and every individual should focus on is themselves. You want to use this opportunity to reflect on yourself. You want to use this opportunity to sit alone with Allah and listen to Allah, make dua to Allah, spend that quality time. Take an hour out, even if it's at the Hajjat time just before Suhoor. Try and get that time out and reflect upon your life and focus on yourself, develop yourself. And the last 10 days is the best thing to do is, if you can, sit for itikaf. It's the most rewarding thing ever. I've personally done it myself a few years ago, and I cannot tell you how much I have benefited from it. Switch your phone off completely. You want to do, even if it's just one night or a few hours, that's fine. You know, you don't have to do the full 9 to 10 days, but try and sit for itikaf. That is the best way you're going to get some reflection out. That's all for me from today, and I just want to wish you all a Ramadan Kareem, Ramadan Mubarak. Please remember me in your du'as. And if you do like this video, please do like, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, share it with others, at least that they can benefit from a daily routine during Ramadan. And take care of yourselves. Have a lovely Ramadan and see you soon. Fi amanillah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.